Okay, time now is 10:41 a.m. in the morning on November 8th. Yeah, I don't know anymore. 9th. Fuck me. I slept from 5 a.m. to around 10:35 maybe. It's an interesting sleep. I think I woke up like twice, and every time I woke up I thought that I'm late. Like I missed a phone call or something. But yeah, cuz in about 20 minutes, my mom's friend will call me. Yeah, I had an interesting dream, even though I don't remember it that much. Huh. Yeah, that's odd. I don't remember it much. I really remembered it after I woke up, but now I just don't. Within a couple minutes, it's just gone. It'll come back. But yeah, today is a bit complex. I'll have a nice lunch, and I'm excited about that. Camden's birthday party and the 310 screenings. Um, yeah. Last night was not productive. I couldn't watch my film. I couldn't watch a film. I watched 2 episodes of anime. I did the laundry. I'm wearing new pajamas. So that's cool. Um, what else did I do? I tried to edit my canned video, man, but it kept freezing. And I did email the film festivals finally at 4 a.m. But I was so asleep. I was so clumsy with the emails. I copied and pasted all the emails and sent it to multiple film festivals and begged them if they could admit my film. Except I kept forgetting that I forgot to change the name. Like, hey, I just applied to this year's film festival, and I forgot to change the name of the film festival, and it's so embarrassing. I'm trying my best, you know. So fuck. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really have anything else to add. 未嚟嗰啲，未嚟呢一度食中餐食墨西哥嘢，佢一哇10隻喎，攞返去啦佢。
these filmmakers in this class 310 classes. They're taking classes at the same time that they're making these movies.
My son James is in the bedroom, but unfortunately, after the accident, he can no longer walk or talk.
Lucy, why don't you take a look?
What is this place? Fuck.
Oh yeah.
This is a when to meet link. Okay, it's 3:05 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, I don't really have much to say, and I do have a lot to say actually. What the fuck? It's late, and because today's a long day, I didn't do much at home. I woke up, and shortly after I woke up, I was picked up by my mom's friend, the uncle, and he's just here, and it's really crazy. I don't think it ever happened before, but he literally just flew in from Hong Kong and arrived at 10 a.m., rented a car, and then I sent him my address. He was just outside my apartment. And then he drove, and in my head, I thought we are gonna go to Monterey Park, and that's exactly where we went. We went to Monterey Park. We went to a restaurant called JJ Cafe, which is interesting because I've been to Monterey Park plenty of times, and I know all the, U2 Cafe, Garden Cafe, Alice Kitchen, Delicious Food Corner. I know all the essential Hong Kong food spots, but I've never been to that spot. And he was just like, yeah, I go here all the time whenever I have layover in LA. So we went there, and it's a really busy, bustly restaurant. It felt like an old restaurant too. It felt like it has been here since the 70s or 80s. But yeah, we sat down. We ordered. I got beef noodles. He got seafood noodles, and then he was like, "Let's get chicken wings too." And it was so much food. I had milk tea, and it's been a long time since I've had this much food for lunch. And after the meal, I legit wanted to vomit. I was in a car with him, and I felt carsick. So I wanted to just throw up. It was very... Yeah, after I went home, it took me a while for me to settle down. Because I still really wanted to throw up. But it was a fine. The food wasn't even that great, honestly. The chicken wings tasted great, but the noodles were not great, actually. But it was nice, and it was very fast. It was very brief. So at 3 p.m., I returned home. So literally, the whole thing took like 2 hours and 20 minutes. Just us getting from my place to there, eating, and then coming back. It was very brief, and then he went back to the airport, and he also gave me cards. So yeah, so the cards for my wallet. So there's that, which come from Hong Kong. My mom picked them up and then gave it to him, and he brought it over to me. And now he's flying to Panama. And yeah, originally I'm going to Camden's birthday party at 4 p.m. That did not happen. So I texted Camden like, hey, what's your address? I'm going to come over later. And he's like, oh, actually, because I just got back from like San Diego, I'm really tired and my house is a mess. So I postponed it to next Friday. And I'm like, okay. So that gave me a little time to chill at my place until at around 5:45, 6:15. I left my apartment again and headed over to the Norris Theater. And I was a little, again, every time I go into a 310 screening, it's like, I don't know anyone here, awkward. But this time around, I know like a good chunk of people. So I was outside and I was waiting for Ethan, Kwan. But then I heard someone say, Enoch! And I look over and it's Anya and Rachel and the other Rachel. And also, I forgot the other guy's name, the gay Latino kid. So, we all sat together, and we went through the yellow section that came first. So I watched all the 310s, all 18 shorts, and truth be told, subpar. I can maybe name about 4 films that were decent or good, but the other 14 films were pretty mid, and there were a couple that are just straight bad. But I can name 4 good films. So yellow section, starting off, yellow was the worst section. There were either really drab family dramas that my mind just completely blanks out. Like, I'm not invested in the story at all because it's the same trope, it's the same dialogue, it's the same cliche again and again and again. So my mind just blanked out. I just have no idea how to register, or it's just plain weird, or confusing. Like, the worst film is made by this
trio that is supposedly one of the strongest trios because it's made by somebody named Brandon Giant and someone by the name of Sophia Mansing and Rebecca Yuan, and these three people are like popular. I see them everywhere. But the film, which is directed by Brandon Giant, it's like this. It's like John Wick, and it's like a brother like apologizing to his sister, like I'm sorry, I wasn't here to protect you, and then suddenly two dudes showed up and they had a fight, and it was just like it was laughable. And then in the yellow section, I don't even know what's the best one. The only one that stood out to me was Katie's film because that's the only person I really know personally. And her film was okay. It was not the best, honestly. It's also a family drama. It's mostly in Korean, and it's a mother-daughter argument. But you know, they get together at the end. It's pretty well shot. It's pretty. I guess there is emotions in this thing, but yeah, the rest was pretty mid. And then Green. Green was okay. Green was okay. Green was better than I'd expected. There were a couple of films that just do not make sense at all. Another family drama, except it's a boy and an uncle grieving over the boy's dad, and the uncle is like Wolverine or something. He has like hair everywhere and doesn't make any sense. I don't know what's going on. There's a couple of very good films. One very good film, the other is decent. The very good film is called The Body Politic by Dylan Keefe, and it's crazy how dense this short film is. It's about a politician who's dying of cancer, and he's trying to transfer his soul to the body of a young guy, like a young adult. And then in the hospital, when they're doing the soul swapping procedure, we enter the superego, the ego, and the id of these two individuals, and they don't really make a lot of sense. There's nothing Freudian about it. It's just these chapters are called superego, ego, and id. And the young adult was like, I give my body to you gladly. And then the young adult begins to realize that the politician is evil. And then at the end, the young adult fights back and wins, and the politician dies. Which is kind of meaningful and topical to our current sociopolitical state. It's quirky, it's really well shot, and that might be my favorite one out of all the 310s. Or my second favorite one, actually. And then the other one is a stoner comedy, which is pretty simple. It's decent. It's about two middle schoolers smoking weed. They got caught by the police, and they're like, haha, psych, we have an extra weed. And then the police start smoking weed. It's stupid, but the story has a beginning and ending, so that's good. There's one that Colin produced, and I don't really remember what happens in that one, honestly. So there's that. And then the purple section, I went over to sit with the Asian gang, the Asian squad, Andrew and Brandon, Daniel Pan showed up, Kate Xiao, Kate Shea. We all sat together, and Purple popped off. The first film in Purple is called Overture, and that's my favorite. Simply because there's no story. It's a montage about theater, but it's a love letter to theater, and it's like a daydream within a daydream. It starts with an audition. It starts with an audition room, and then the audition, and then like a whole like production of the theater, the play, the performance, and then we go back to the audition, and we go back to the audition room, and it's so well shot and well edited and breezy, and I'm so tired of like films that have too much narrative that I ended up liking this one a lot. The music's fucking amazing. It's like Whiplash. And then the next one was pretty good too, but I forgot what was. Oh yeah, it was about like two office workers. It was produced by Finn Liu. It was about two black office workers who have to fight each other because of DEI policies, and only one of them can stay in the company, like anti-DEI policies. And it's, again, very topical, very political, but also makes it fun. It's also kind of jazzy. And then next one is Ethan's film, and I was like nervous, even though I wasn't even that involved in it. But just I PD'd this. I was like, oh, I hope it looks good, and it looked great. It looked amazing, and the PD was shoddy, but I don't think people would even notice it that much. But I was like, yeah, I'm happy about it. And then a couple more films that were just plain weird. There's one about a girl who is lonely and she becomes a fish and she drowns, or she refused to become a fish. Like, I don't know what happens. But yeah, that's mostly it. There's one film in yellow called Herpes Complex, and it's a musical about a guy after having gay sex got herpes, and the herpes become like personified and starts singing. And I thought it's a cool idea, but again, it's like there are too many edgy sex comedies, and when it's a musical, the songs are not that good, and the sound mixing is terrible. It's just like, I don't know, cool idea, could have gone somewhere. Yeah, that's basically it. There's one film that Anya produced as well, and I also don't really remember what happens in that, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And after the screenings, we went outside and we talked for like 1 more hour, and then at that point I wanted to just go home, but Ethan, Kwan, and Ko, they were like, let's hang out, let's have dinner together. And at first I'm like, I gotta go home. But at the end they're like, no, but it's a wrap dinner, we gotta come. And then Harley and Keisha, they're gone. They're just not here with us. And I was having that dilemma to follow the gang or not. And at the end I decided, yes, I will. The thing is, I don't want to spend a lot of money. And also, I want to go home. I have shit to do. But I realized that I want to socialize with them. Because I want to. And because I have a lot to gain by socializing with these people. And, Daniel Pan, whom also got rejected by 480, who also enjoys the same films I enjoy. And we had a lot to talk about. So we ended up going to this Japanese restaurant called Suehiro Bar in downtown LA at like 10 p.m. We went there and I ordered beef udon, like very cheap option. I don't want to eat too much. And then we just talked, and it was nice. And, maybe it was a good choice, even though that meant I returned home at like midnight, like 12:45 after midnight. And I barely have any time to do anything, and now it's bedtime, so I don't fucking know anymore. Yeah. Not much else, I guess. Not much else. Tomorrow I have nothing other than therapy, and I also need to start working on Eris Baker's 310. It's so funny, Eris Baker didn't show up today. Again, apparently. She didn't show up last screening, she didn't show up today. So it was very crazy. Oh yeah, there's also one film where Rachel Shin is the actress, and she's actually really good in it. She plays a 16-year-old girl, and she sells it, even though she's like 20. But it worked, because Asians are forever young. Daniel Pan did not know I was 23. I told him I was 23, and he's like, what? Yes, he's 20, which is surprising. I thought he's 21 or maybe 22. I know I'm like old, but I didn't know I'm that old. So yeah. But yeah, and then there's also this drama with like, because of John Kim and Keisha having this big, ugly breakup. Everyone's having this meeting at Kate Chow's place about Golden, the short film, and Keisha was there. And then, for some reason, there's another meeting scheduled after Golden about another film, and John Kim is in that meeting. And somehow the Golden people stayed behind, and John Kim came in, And so Keisha and John Kim were in the physical vicinity of each other, which is horrible and very awkward. And Hugh Vo, who was closer with John Kim, got really upset for some reason and started yelling at Kate. And Kate got really upset, and Ethan Kwan, because Ethan Kwan's Kate's boyfriend now, which my assumptions were right. So there's this conundrum, and so there's that. So yeah, I don't know what's happening, but cool. Oh, final thing. I talked about ops, and I mentioned I have an op now, and they're like, who? I was like, Colin Nelson. And they were like, oh, I hate him. I hate that dude. Brandon was like, oh, I hate him. And Andrew was like, oh, yeah. Because apparently they went to the IMAX camp together. And Colin Nelson kept glazing Nolan in Interstellar, and he keeps yapping. He's also in the DD class with Brandon, and he keeps yapping. And Ethan Kwan also knows him. They all hate him. And I'm like, yeah, he's just very mean because he's a key grip for Starman, blah, blah, blah. And it's so interesting. You know, I hate Colin Nelson because I know he's an abusive boyfriend. But I didn't tell them that. They're just like, oh, he's annoying. He's a yapper. I have a deeper reason to hate him. And he is dating the girl I like. So, obviously. But that's pretty much it. So I'm glad everyone's on the same page. I'm glad Jiayun is dating a universally hated, scrawny, rich white boy. Goddamn. Terrible taste in human beings, I must say. Terrible. Yeah, I don't have much else to add. Yeah. I said congratulations to Katie. And she's like, oh, really? You liked it? And I'm like, yeah, it's good. And she's like, wow, that's crazy considering you're from Cams. Which is such a weird comment. But interesting thing is, I talked to Christian about this, and Christian was like, oh, Katie's script, she should have deleted, no, she should have kept the scene, and then we argued, blah, blah, blah. So yeah. Intriguing. Okay, time now is 1:31 p.m. on November 10th, and I slept from 5 a.m. to about 1 p.m. So that's that. Yeah, I woke up multiple times. I don't know why, but I didn't fall asleep immediately, and I also don't feel that sleepy last night. But yeah, last night, just not productive at all. Hopefully today things change because I do have to wake up early next week because of school and shit and life. Yeah. Today should be easy. There's therapy at 6 p.m. I'm not missing it this one, and I'm also gonna go to Target to buy some props for Open Water by Eris Baker. And then aside from that, I should be chilling at home, editing, chilling, watching movies, and all should be okay. Everything should be okay. Everything should be fine. Yeah, I don't really have a lot to add either. Right before I woke up, I dreamed about Cliff, and Cliff talked about how he got into DMJ, and I don't really know what that means. Maybe it's like some society for DPs. I don't really know. And yeah, I should really write The Empire. I think time is running out. It takes like a whole, like over a year to do this sort of shit. So I'm scared I wouldn't have enough time to finish it. But yeah, I gotta finish it. My deadline would be like mid to late November, hopefully. That seems like a big ask. But yeah. Because like crowdfunding takes a while. So yeah, who knows? I guess I don't really have anything else to add.
Um, yeah. Still mad about the 480 rejection. But I'm glad I'm like making friends finally at USC. The same group of people, but actually befriending them. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, it's 4:36 a.m. in the morning. Yes, it's 4:36, and it's I'm gonna like take a shower and immediately go to bed after this. I almost forgot to film this video, mainly because nothing of importance happened today other than going to therapy. For a moment, I thought it starts at 5, and I was like freaking out. I panicked for a few seconds, and then it's 6, so I was right on time. And then after therapy, I went to Target and I bought 2 laundry baskets for props. Yeah, nothing else really happened today. Um, Not productive at all. I spent a lot of time just like watching YouTube videos and yeah, did not accomplish anything. I'm kind of scared about internships and like internship deadlines, etc. Because it feels like we're already halfway through November, and a lot of internship application deadlines are like around now. So I gotta definitely get on that fucking train tomorrow. Lots to do tomorrow. I still haven't finished editing my canned vlog, but I know for sure that I can finish it by tomorrow. And I still need to figure out what to do for Eris Baker's 310. Because I need a lot of clothes for that, and I need to find a way to get a lot of clothes aside from just Goodwill, because then I'll be spending a bajillion dollars on clothes on Goodwill. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, just really cool that I think it's pretty cool that I'm finally. I feel like I am getting closer and closer to people that I already know. People like Colin and Anya gang, and then the APCA gang, and also just yeah. Earlier today, actually, Brandon invited me to go to a Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving potluck, which is taking place at Kate Shao's apartment, which is really cool because I never thought about that. I never thought that something like that would happen. But now this means I need to cook something. And I thought maybe I should cook braised pork. But yeah, damn, damn. And, yeah. I want to get closer to Audrey, the Asian girl. I know it's partially she's still, I guess, filling in the void that Jayan left me. The APC gang, when I had dinner with them last night, they talked about Jayan a little bit, just a wee bit, because I mentioned Colin Nelson, and they immediately knew that it's Jayan's boyfriend. And then Daniel Pan was like, wait, Jayan has a boyfriend? So, people don't know, because you don't tell people shit. Jayan, you don't tell people shit. Take a selfie once in a while. Or tell people things, just tell me verbally. Yeah. I don't know. It's been a while. I don't really see her anymore. I'm sure she's really successful. I'm sure she's applying for another big internship. Yeah. But yeah, I am anxious about internships and jobs. That's for sure. I'm really enjoying myself here. So yeah, right now it's 12 afternoon on November 11th, I think. Yeah. Singles Day. I slept from like 5:10 a.m. to 11 something, and natural alarm because my roommate Mary decides to blast rave music once again. I think it's the third or fourth or maybe fifth time it has happened. Um, but I think it's the first time where it woke me up. Because usually when it happens, I'm already awake. Um, but yeah, this is fucking amazing. She also used my pan last night, and now it's completely drenched in oil on the stove top, and I'm gonna ask her to clean it up later. But yeah, she's not very responsive. Like last night at 4 a.m., I was going downstairs to make myself to cut an orange, and there's just a giant thing on the floor, like a rug or something or blanket, like right um above the staircase, and I just stepped on it. I don't know, and then turns out it's hers, but she didn't care. It's her blanket. She opened the door and she was like, "Oh, I forgot about my blankie." And it's like, you forgot a giant blanket that is on the floor, and you just let me step on it. And she's like, she just. I feel like I'm losing brain cells, man. The worst is karaoke. At least she's not singing karaoke right now, because she would sing the same song again and again for like 50 times, and the song's terrible. But yeah, I guess today I really wanted to scream and make some weird noises, but yeah. So today, gonna be chill. I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna prepare PD for Eris Baker. Probably head to Goodwill. I don't know. And that's it. I couldn't finish a film last night. I was gonna watch 4 episodes of anime plus a film. Couldn't even finish that. So I would love to focus. And yeah, I'll hopefully film an album review without the fucking rave music. So also I have a new canker sore over here, which is great. I love being hurt. Okay, time now is 3:20 a.m. in the morning. I don't really have a lot to say about today either. Because not a lot happened today, which is great. I woke up quite frustrated because I was woken up by Mary's awesome rave music, which lasted for 2 hours. But beyond that, I think today I was rather productive. I actually tried to finish shit. I just finished editing my can vlog. It is being exported now, and it's the first episode out of maybe 6 or 7 episodes, so what the fuck? But still, finally finished episode 1. And then I also filmed and edited 2 reviews. I finished the second half of Happy End, and then yeah, I went to the bathroom because I suddenly had a stomach ache. I had lunch really fast, and then I went for gym again. Like last Tuesday and last Tuesday, I thought about not going to the gym because it just feels like a nuisance. But at the end I did, because I feel like I have to be consistent. But before going to the gym, I actually took a free Lyft to Goodwill, and I ended up not buying anything because I feel like I'm just not completely clear on what clothes I need to get. I am quite anxious about Eris Baker's 310, but then at the same time, I need to tell myself, you know what, if I somehow survived Ethan Kwan's 310 and prepared the PD for that
in like 2 days, I'm sure 4 or 5 days is enough for me to prepare for Eris Baker's 310, which is like 50 times easier. All I need are some clothes. I ordered other props on Amazon. I even ordered the doorbell, even though I ordered it on DoorDash, not DoorDash, Poshmark. I don't trust that Poshmark will deliver the doorbell on time. For some reason, I just don't trust it. So I ordered one on Amazon just in case, and if not, I can just return it. Yada yada. Um, but yeah, I ordered a baby onesie and a wedding ring on Amazon too, like a fake wedding ring, obviously. Um, but yeah, so I went to the gym and I only did gym for like 35 minutes. Did some lateral raises, did this, and then I did the pull down to the chest, and then I did some pull ups, and then that's it. I wanted to do the rowing, but someone's occupying that thing, and then I just left. So very brief, probably not going to do much to my muscles, but it's good to be consistent. And also, I feel like I've done so lateral raises so much that it's getting easier and easier. Like 15 pounds is a little light for me. I remember like doing 15 pounds the first time I tried lateral raises and it's like fucking hell. But now it's actually kind of easy and that's great. I also think that even though I still find myself kind of skinny, I do think I've changed a little bit since oh my god, it's gonna take forever to export this shit. It's gonna take fucking forever. It's fine. My god. But yeah, holy shit. Okay, we'll see. But yeah, I'm getting stronger, I hope. And then that's it. I had a brief call with Retablo. I had dinner. Oh yeah, the pan. Mary used the pan to make chicken last night. It's drenched in chicken fat, and I had to wash it for her because I am a slave. Because I'm a helper. I'm a maid. But yeah, I washed the pan and I cooked lunch with it. I cooked dinner with it, and I watched Dragons Forever after dinner, the Blu-ray on Blu-ray, and it was fantastic. Mary was even here to see a little bit of the beginning of the film, which is fine. It's not that serious of a movie. So yeah, pretty productive. I'm gonna look into internships now. Yeah. Ooh, it's gonna cost $67, 67 hours. 67 hours, hell yes. That's actually a problem. Yikes. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna end it off here. Tomorrow's exciting because I'm seeing Audrey, and then I'm also seeing Inland Empire later that night, and yeah, it's gonna be cool. Yeah, moving on. I realize I give myself these mantras. I think earlier this year it's move on, moving on. Like I move on from one thing to another. And then the earlier parts of September, I was like heads held high because I keep being beaten down, but my head needs to be held high. So yeah, move on, moving on, and heads held high. Trying to survive one day at a time. And yeah.
Okay. Time now is 8:58 a.m. in the morning on November 12th. Yeah, I slept from I slept from 4:30 a.m. to about 10 minutes ago. And, yeah, I mean, first of all, I did sleep earlier than 5 a.m., so that's progress. But it's still 4 hours of sleep, and, I'm so fucking tired, man. I really want to just skip school and just sleep, but I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, I'm so tired. I gotta go to bed early, man. Tonight I gotta go to bed early. This is unacceptable. Yeah. I don't really have anything else to add. Today should be fun. Inland Empire should be fun. But yeah. Even though I had a good sleep on both Monday and Tuesday, it did not recharge me. Like, I still feel tired. I need 7 days of sleep in order to be recharged, you know? Yeah, canker sore hurts. I don't know why it keeps happening. I also looked through a bunch of internships last night, and lo and behold, Neon internship. The application deadline is November 5th. Are you fucking kidding me? I couldn't even apply it for shits and giggles. Because it's already over. Great. I checked out a bunch of other internship applications. And their deadlines are like late November and early December. But it makes me think that all the big internships like Monkey Paw or whatever are all like early November, and I miss all the fucking deadlines. So, yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. Internships, even if I get 0 internships, I think it's fine. I think jobs are more important. And, yeah. I need money. Internships are for connections mostly. And, yeah. Goodwill, Boba, going to David Lynch class starting in 20 minutes. Let's go. Okay, it's 2:40 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, so today has been quite a little exhausting, perhaps. Mayhaps a little exhausting. Yeah, woke up and I was extremely tired. 4 hours. I don't know why. I guess, yeah, again, like, I guess the last 2 days were not enough of a recharge. Usually, if I sleep 2 days where I sleep a lot, then the third day, if I only sleep for 4 hours, it's like fine, but it wasn't fine this morning. And I went back to bed twice. And I purposefully, intentionally missed the earlier bus, which would allow me to arrive half an hour early to class. And instead, I took the later bus, which would make me late for the class for about 5 minutes. So I did the latter, and I gave myself a little more time to enjoy breakfast, even though it was 3 gingerbread cookies, and I ate 1.5, and I took the other 1.5, wrapped it around in tissue paper, and just left off. Went to class, sat beside Audrey, not much else.
We watched an Indonesian film, which I thought was meh, but it was very interesting. And then I spoke with Audrey about just about things, I guess. I don't really know. I asked her about her schedule because I want to watch one battle after another with her on November 17th. So we kind of organized a possible second film going on November 17th. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, unfortunately, she's not free tonight for Inland Empire. Even though previously she said she would be, but now she's not. But I think it's okay. I don't think she can handle Inland Empire anyways. It's a very difficult film to handle. So yeah, after that, I immediately headed home. I made lunch, and I immediately... Oh, there goes Audrey texting me. Speak of the person. But yeah, I decided to leave early today because out of nowhere, all of a sudden, Eris Baker told me that she's changing the schedule. The laundry originally was Saturday, Sunday. Now it's Friday, Saturday. Because it will stop raining on Sunday. And if they shoot at the lake on Friday, it will rain and it'll suck. So, yeah. And that is both the good news and bad news. Good news is now on Sunday, aka No Other Choice Day, I'll be free to watch No Other Choice. So I'm so happy that I decided to let Anna Iwasawa's friend buy the ticket for me, because now I'm able to see it without any baggage of being on set on Sunday. But also, that is bad news because that gives me one less day to prepare. Originally, because I don't need to be on set on Friday. I'm going to be doing most of the PD stuff on Friday, as in I'm going to be buying, clothes and other props, etc. And also the props I ordered on Amazon are arriving on Friday. Well, psych. Now we're shooting on Friday. So that is tough. I don't know about Amazon props. That's out of my control. But what I can control is clothes. So this afternoon, after lunch, I quickly took a bus to Goodwill. And by the time I arrived there, it was like 5:10 already. And I spent about 20 minutes in there. 20 minutes, 30 minutes, just browsing through clothes. And I bought myself $50-something worth of cheap clothes and pants. I just grabbed them. Grabbed a bunch of them. Again, I might not be a good PD for this because I'm not a fashionista, unlike someone like Jayan, for example. So I really don't know what to grab. And also, I realized as I was browsing through Goodwill, I realized that if she wants me to fill up 4 washer/dryers, that would be a lot of fucking clothes. And if I do buy that amount in Goodwill, it will cost me about $200, $250. So I got enough clothes to fill a couple plastic bags, 50-something bucks. But I decided to stop there. I'm gonna start using my own clothes, my own dirty clothes, which I have a pile of. And also, Christian has prop clothes. Harley has her own clothes. I'm sure we can all pitch in and it'll somehow work out. So that's the plan now. After that, I went to Pot of Cha and bought some boba, and then I walked over to the Norris. I arrived quite early, like 13 minutes early, and I just walked around and drank boba, and then I just took the boba in. So today, during the Asian horror class, during the break, 3 buff men suddenly walked into Norris Theater and started looking at us in a really weird way. They looked like they could be in the cartel or something. Not trying to stereotype here, but they do look very buff and mean. Turns out they're the food Gestapo. They saw a black girl eating popcorn and they're like, no food. And another guy's like drinking something and they're like, no. I was eating a gingerbread cookie. I immediately put it down and hide it under my jacket. And then I continued to eat it during the film. But today for lunch class, I sneaked a boba in. It's fine. So we watched Inland Empire, and there's a pretty good amount of students. And by that I mean maybe 1/4 of the seats are or actually less than that. It's not a lot of people. It's not packed. It's far from packed, but it's more than I thought, considering that Straight Story barely has any students showing up. But still, disappointingly, Garrett and Anya weren't there. But I sat beside Justin T and Jacob and Jacob's girlfriend, and they all fucking fall asleep. They all freaking fell asleep. Justin T was asleep for better part of the first hour of the film, and I was completely awake, even though I was tired. But I was somehow completely awake for it. I guess it's just a very enthralling film for me. But yeah, after the film, we had a discussion, and I really wanted to talk about this film. I was the last person to speak up. Thankfully, only 3 people spoke up about this film, but I praised it. I was like, this is one of the few films, and I can only think of 2 or 3 other films in history where the film is like a pure distillation of the filmmaker's consciousness, like Ingmar Bergman's Persona. And the professor was impressed. And then he's like, I want to talk about Evangelion, but I avoided it because I'm like, it's a bit silly. But the professor indulged further. The professor was like, so you said 2 or 3 other films. What are the other films you were thinking? And I said, hot take, but the end of Evangelion. And the professor was like, oh, the rebuilds, or you mean the original series? And I was like, the end of the original series in 1997. And then he's like, I agree. And when he said that, he was like, ooh, this guy knows ball. So, yeah, I know ball. What can I say? I do know ball. Cheyenne was there sitting alone. I can imagine Cheyenne really loving this film. I think all the crazy people would love this film. Cheyenne is fucking psychotic, psychosexual, crazy, unpredictable girl, blonde girl. She's probably not that crazy, but she does give that vibe, and it's great. And I saw Octavian's letterbox, and he hated it. He's like, I'm confused. I have a headache. I want to go home. And Riley Leung, the Asian American guy, unfortunately, he didn't like it either. He gave it 3 stars, even though he gave Lost Highway 5 stars. But I guess it was just too much for him to handle. But I love it. I thought it was amazing. All the cool, crazy people love it. So, yeah. And then that's pretty much it. I came back home. I had dinner. Yada yada. I don't really have much else to say. By that I mean a couple hours ago, I suddenly remembered that I have an assignment due 6 p.m. and I missed that by a margin. So I'm going to try to finish that assignment like now. Or I could do it tomorrow morning too, because it's quite late actually. But yeah, should be fine. Pepper, I haven't mentioned Pepper in a while, but Pepper yesterday asked me if I want to be art director for a short film in mid-December, which seems interesting. I don't know, because I feel like it's right after finals week, or maybe it's during finals week. And also, I just don't want to tire myself to death, because I know I'm working on Tristan St. Germain's film in early December. So yeah, just too much is going on. But yeah. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, the next few days, tomorrow it's whole day outside, long day. Friday is class, and then I'll head to set. Saturday is set. Sunday is no other choice day. Monday, probably, highly likely, hang out with Audrey. And then Tuesday, I'll finally be more free, which probably means buying groceries and gym. Oh my god. It's already... Today's Wednesday and yesterday's Tuesday. It's so crazy how short a week is, Yeah, and then after that, this is week 12, next week is 13. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ.
Okay, time now is 10:28 a.m. on November 13th, I think. Yeah. Time flies. Yeah, I slept from 4:30 a.m. again to about 10:15, and I just went back to bed for 10 more minutes. Yeah, almost 6 hours. I didn't fall asleep immediately. But yeah, this sleep felt a little better, even though I couldn't go to bed earlier. This one is a little better, I guess. Yeah, I'm still low-key worried about props for Eris Baker's 310. Hopefully I can get that done kind of today, because it's shooting 2 days later. Fuck me, right? Duh, tomorrow's Friday. Damn, Jesus. Yeah. So there's that. So I need to find some time today to buy a basket again. But yeah, today I just have a homework to finish this morning, and then later I have a MPSA class, and then I'll go outside and eat a little bit, and then I will be watching Hemnet, which is very exciting. I can't wait to see it. Franklin guested me in, so I'm going to see Hemnet. I'm going to be skipping my PD class. Yeah. And then that's pretty much it. I don't have a lot else to add. Just looking out for internships, looking out for jobs, and yeah, I'm gonna go to bed early tonight. I hope, I hope. 3 a.m. Maybe. Canker sore here is getting worse and worse. I don't know why I keep getting canker sores. Yeah. That's it. That's all. Yeah.
I also did Q&As with several filmmakers this past week. And they all
summer or the early fall, so I could research, I could read books, look at paintings, and when I was actually shooting the previous movie,
Okay. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. So, Shakespeare, stories about Shakespeare, or stories about that era have been done like countless times. How do you find balance between something new, or do you like going back to something classics? Or is this movie similar to what you did with The Green Knight? Thank you. That's my question.
first of all, thank you for watching The Green Knight. It's
I love it.
like has a place deep in my heart. So when I first read before I read the script, actually I read the book, and I very honestly forgot that this was William Shakespeare and his wife. It was just these two people who were, first falling in love and then just going through this incredible tragedy. So I just removed the historical persona out of it completely, and I kind of felt I connected with them as parents, with them as humans. But then when I started researching, I found out that the images that we know of Shakespeare today were made years after his passing. painted it into different, different kinds of gray, and so we didn't dye the clothing with it, but we mimicked it. And then his fingers are always stained. There's like stains on his clothing from the ink. And then the kids were kind of, because they lived in that monochromatic house. I wanted to bring in the colors of Will and of Agnes, to kind of, when they're running by, that there's like this colorful, like a little flash of color, that they're finally breaking that house, the monochromatic aspect of that house.
Okay, time now is 3:36 a.m. in the morning. Damn. Oh my god, so much happened. So this morning I woke up to do my PD class homework, which is to make a SketchUp model of the floor plan of the JEP house that we visited, and I tried to import an image onto the web version of SketchUp, and then I couldn't do it, so I was like, wow, I need an actual software of SketchUp to do it, and the only way I can get the software for free is if I go to the computer labs at school. So I'm like, okay, I'll just forget about it. I'll just chill with my breakfast and then just go to class. And then I watched some YouTube videos, and I watched how to import an image onto the SketchUp software, and then I realized turns out I can do it on the web version, the free web version, the whole time. So I immediately did my homework, and by doing so I missed the early bus, and that means I walked to school. I walked to Norris Theater, and I walked super fast. So there's that. Yeah, so anyways, I walked to Norris Theater. Both Jacob and Ethan Kwan asked me the attendance code, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm gonna be late. So, I don't know. But at last, I did arrive right on time, and today I sat beside Axel Beebe. Sat right beside him, and we watched Parasite. It's crazy, I saw Ethan Kwan on my way into the theater, but I don't think Ethan Kwan ever made it in. But anyways, we watched Parasite today. Not a lot of lecture before the film. The film speaks for itself. And the movie's amazing. I had a great time. Crazy, I just have a Parasite book over here. But yeah. So watch Parasite. And then after class, I went up to Jacob. We walked and talked a little bit, and then I decided to go grab a dinner. And originally I wanted to go to Olympia Burger, because the whole day I just had a bowl of cereal, and I barely survived with some chocolate during the break. So I really wanted to get food, so I wanted to get Olympia Burger, but at the end I realized that for the symposium class I need to arrive at 6, not 7 p.m. Which means I have about an hour and 10 minutes. So going all the way to Olympia Burger, eating a meal, and walking back, it's just going to take too long of a time. I can do that next Thursday. So instead, I went to the center of the campus, and I got Panda Express, went to SCA 3rd floor, sat down, ate the meal, and then I didn't even finish the whole meal. I threw it away. It's fine, it's a lot of food. And then I walked over to Norris Theater, and not a lot of people lined up, because, it's kept hush-hush. But I went in, I said, hey, I'm Franklin's guest, and they're like, good. So I went in, and I sat down with Franklin and watched Hamnet. So, yeah, PD class completely skipped, and, Hamnet, turns out Chloe Zhao isn't showing up today, which was a huge disappointment, but, yeah. And I turned around and I saw Colin somewhere in the back. And then I looked in front of me and Jayun shows up. Holy fuck. And I know it's been a whole month since the whole incident with Jayun under a tree in Little Tokyo. And, by now I should have moved on from that. And the fact that I don't see Jayun that much in real life or talk to her at all helps a lot. But I keep I still see her, and I saw her at George Lucas event, which was a while ago. I saw her at and before that it was Samantha Kwan, and today it's Hemnet, and she's in front of the row in front of me and a few seats to the right. And when Jayun's here, Franklin knows her. In fact, Franklin is the reason why I know her. Crazy butterfly effect. Come to think of it, if I didn't follow Franklin to the Hope magazine party last year, I would never have known Jayun, which means she would never have invited me to Rush, which means I wouldn't have known all these other people. So again, like, Jayun did, like, open a lot of doors for me. That's true. She can get credit for that, but it's just, like, absolutely crazy how things just turned out. And for a good while before the movie started, I was feeling uneasy, because Jayun's there, and again, I've never dated, so I don't really know how it feels, but it probably feels like seeing your ex in the wild, and all that emotions that sort of carried with it. Except me and Jayun are kind of on good terms, but it still hurts to see her. It still kind of hurts, and just the back of her, and the fact that she's not wearing much. She's wearing, like, crop top, not even a crop top, like a sports. It's like she's barely wearing anything, and her hair is clipped up, and then she let it out, and it's this big wall of her curled up wolf cut hair, and sort of just, like, behind her, and she's using her laptop, and her laptop is so bright, and I see her, and she's like fucking, like, 20 tabs opened. She's typing notes and then looking at something else and looking at YouTube, like, at the same time. She goes to World of Real website, which is crazy because only Matt Chan uses that website. How is she hip enough to use that? I mean, it's not that hip of a website, but it's just, like, niche. And then she goes to Instagram, and the Instagram story circles. Usually, if it's someone you've talked to, or if it's someone you always look at, they show up first. And I fucking show up first, or, like, I was at least in the first 4-5 circles on her web page Instagram. I'm looking at her looking at the laptop, which is opening an Instagram, and I'm in that Instagram. Like, it's ridiculous. And I'm just like, damn. But yeah, the movie's okay. I honestly don't think much of it. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. And, what else? After the film was over, I said hi to Jayun. I said hi to her, but I don't think she saw me at the first time when she came in. And then I saw hi to Jayun again. And it was a little awkward. I get it, she's really tired. She told Franklin, she said a lot of stuff to Franklin in front of me and then said nothing to me. So, like, she told Franklin, oh, I'm so tired, I slept for an accumulative of 7 hours this week. I'm working on this short film called Strays, and I'm making costumes for, like, kids, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, hi. And then she just like, hi. Okay, we left. But I don't really care. I don't care if it's an awkward conversation. We've already had the most awkward possible conversation. I was like, hi. She's like, hi. And I get it. She's tired. If it's awkward, it's fine. I don't care. I went back home, and Jayun texted me. And she said, I actually fell asleep through, like, most of the film. Like, can you tell me what happened? And I laughed. I put some laughing emojis. I was like, damn. And she's like, just kidding, but I did sleep through parts of the third act. And that's pretty much it. Again, relatively harmless, pretty harmless. It's just, damn, you know, damn. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Um, and then I went to the bathroom, took a shower, and I'm just like tired, and I don't want to do anything. Eris Baker texted me that they're changing back the dates again, so we're not shooting tomorrow. If we're shooting tomorrow, I'm on the bed right now. Tomorrow's not set day. It's now Saturday and Sunday again. So that's good news. This means tomorrow I can prep more. But yeah, that's basically it. So it's back. I talked to Harley a lot today. I talked to Madison about like helping me out with PD. Yeah. Okay, finally something really bad just happened. Of course, just when you think things are settling down, something bad needs to happen to keep the tension alive. So Daniel Pan, he went somewhere to see Left-Handed Girl, which is a really good film, and took a photo with the director, with the actress, blah blah blah. He suddenly texted me a screenshot of my YouTube video, my review of Left-Handed Girl, and I saw it and I'm like, shit. I knew it. I knew it was gonna happen. I knew at some point someone's gonna find out. So fuck. Because I was looking at my YouTube videos and I see that a lot of films I watch and can, like Sentimental Value, Left-Handed Girl, Magellan, like these films are just like, no one's seen them yet. And then now they're blowing up because people are starting to watch them. And people like USC film school people are gonna like see this shit. And Daniel Pan finds it. And then he's like, that's so cool. And by the time I saw his text, it was like 1:30 a.m. But he sent it to me like a whole hour ago. And by then, he already texted that to a whole ass group chat. If only Daniel Pan knows it, it's like, ugh, fine. But he texted that to the whole goddamn group chat, which includes Andrew and Brandon Wu, which is fine. I trust them. Ethan Kwan's in it. Okay. Kay Shea is in it. I don't know her that well. I know I worked for her for one day on set. And I met her in an APCA banquet. And then the 480 party. I've seen her 3 times. And then Harley is in it. Why? Why is she in it? Why? And then Kate Xiao's in it. And as far as I know, that's the people who knows. And it's just, I know it could have been worse. If Matt Chan, if Jiren finds out, if any of the Click to View people finds out, if, I don't know. Like, I think these are like the worst possible things that could happen. If Jiang finds out, that would be like if the production people find out, then I would pretty much be fucked. So yeah, that's really embarrassing. I immediately told Daniel Pan, and that was like right when I started cooking dinner. So I finished dinner at 3 a.m., which is fucked up, but it's true. I just told Daniel Pan like, can you not tell anyone? Can you keep it a secret? And he's like, why? It's so cool. I just want to support your channel. And I'm like, no, just keep it a secret. My online world and my personal world cannot collide. My real life and my online world cannot collide. And the way I talk in YouTube videos, the confidence I have is a different persona than whatever I have in real life. It's literally cannot overlap. And yeah, some people already know. I have a whole list of like people who found out. Like Justin T found out, which is okay. And then Pepper knows, Potter knows, Luis knows, which is, it's fine. I trust him. But the thing is, like, if a bunch of people from my old community college knows, it's like fine, because it doesn't really affect me. If I'm graduating from USC and people are finding out, it's like fine, because I'm gone. But that's not the fucking case. I still have 1 semester left. So, this is fucked up, and I hope it's just it never leaks out. But the fact that Daniel Pan sends it to a whole group chat, and apparently he sent it before he even texted me. So he's like, guys, check what I just found out. It's just like multiple levels of fucked. So I really, really sincerely hope that no one knows about this. That it stays in the group chat and doesn't spread. It has a high chance of spreading, but let's hope this is quenched, because I cannot have this shit in my face right now. I want to do a movie review tomorrow morning of Hamnet, but now I'm having second thoughts. In fact, I'm thinking about deleting my YouTube channel. Just when I thought I'm comfortable to go back to doing album reviews like Danny Brown, new album, whatever, and my can vlogs, now I'm like, oh, this gross. I want to delete my YouTube channel. And then I want to tweet about how much I want to delete my YouTube channel. And then I realized that a bunch of people, like some filmmakers and like Death's Dynamic Shrouds and my Lynch class professor are also following me on Twitter. Like, damn, I hate that I have an online presence and now I need to take it seriously too. Back when I started making YouTube videos back in 2018, 2019, I can say whatever shit I want. I can say the most offensive, ridiculous things ever, and it's fine because no one knows me. But the world has changed, and I have nearly 3,000 subs, which is not a lot, but like, it can still be a lot because YouTube engine, and I want it to be a lot. I want views because that gives me money, but then that also works against me because I'm getting exposed. So I don't really know. And I think the core part of this is just the idea that my online world is kind of a safe space and kind of a space where I don't really need to be myself. I can talk about myself, but I'm sort of like talking about it as if I'm telling a story. And right now, real life is the story I'm living in, and I need that escape. I need that clean difference between my real life story and the escape, which is online. And I'm embarrassed that my different sides of me are not congruent. Like, I'm a very edgy and freaky person artistically, but if you observe me on my YouTube videos, you'll find that I'm passionate and funny and naive and kooky and goofy. And then in real life, I'm more quiet and stern and you know, there's so many different sides of me and they're not really congruent. And I think lately I have done a very good job at mixing the stern, quiet, awkward side of me with the edgy, kind of artsy side of me, because that's like in and out. That's like what I have on the outside, what I have in the inside. And I melt them together by presenting a kind of softness. But my online persona is still incongruent with whatever I have right now. So I really don't want people to see that side of me. But yeah, I'm tired. If I don't talk about it, if Daniel Pan doesn't talk about it, I'm sure if no one talks about it, no one brings it up again, it'll just be a bygone memory. You know, Pepper knows about it, but she doesn't care. Like, fucking Natalie knows about it, and she doesn't care. Cedric knows about it, and he sees my thumbnails, I'm like, cool. Doesn't matter, right? Like, Justin T knows about it, fine. He's a kid. So I'm sure this hurts a lot, but hopefully I can just ignore it and everyone just will focus on other stuff and it's gonna be okay. So yeah.
Okay, it's 10:31 a.m. on November 14th. I slept from 5 a.m. to about 10:20. Yeah. Even though it's only 5 hours of sleep, I feel like I slept for 20 hours, but not in the sense that I feel energized, but in the sense that I just had a lot to dream. I feel like I just saw so much in a dream, and when I woke up, I'm like, what the fuck? There's no way I'm like asleep the whole time. I think I woke up sometime around like 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. Yeah, and then since then, so much more has happened. Yeah. Today, well, at least because I don't have to be on set. Now I can for sure make it to the art class, and I can make it to Click to View meeting. Um, so yeah, there's that. Honestly, Eris Baker's 310, as long as I have the props, it should be chill. I don't know why am I so stressed out about it. It's like not that complicated of a PD. And yeah, the Daniel Pan YouTube incident, again, if I don't mention it, if no one talks about it, it'll just, people will just forget it. So let's try that. I'm gonna go back to bed for 10 more minutes. But yeah, that's it. I didn't watch any anime last night as well. Fuck me. I just cannot. I just do not have the time. Yeah.
Shit. My shoes are all fucking wet. Okay, it's 2:21 a.m. in the morning, things. Yeah. I don't really have a lot to say. I guess maybe it's just because I'm really tired and I don't really have a lot of thoughts in my head right now. I woke up and I was insanely sleepy, and again, it's just really weird sensation of, I feel like a lot happened. I feel like I missed the alarm by 3 hours, and then I woke up and turns out I didn't miss anything. But yeah, went to class. I did not even have any energy to make breakfast. Like this, all I have is a sweet potato pie and croissant, and I don't want to heat it up. I don't want to do anything with it. And then I just ate a slice of bread, just straight from the bag, and then put some peanut butter on it, and it was terrible. Did not like how it tasted. Did not like how thick the texture is. I didn't even finish it. The last bite, I just left it on a plate in my room, and then I went to art class. I was pretty on time because I took the early bus and I took a rest at SCA, and then I walked over to the art class. And today's quite interesting because today we have a substitute teacher. It's not the original professor. The original professor is this, big lady. This guy is like, I think he's black or like mixed black and Asian, or I think like Latino. I think he's Latino. I don't know actually. He's ethnically ambiguous guy. He seems like the chillest guy ever. Very calm voice, but he's very hip. He's like, don't believe the stuff you see. You know what's poison? Cool is poison. Don't draw things because you think it's cool. Draw things because you like them. The cool should be side effect. And then he starts talking about how important storytelling and art. And then 2 students did their showcases on their villain designs, and then we spent the entire class, no breaks, just drawing the villain's lair. And I had no idea that we needed to do that today, so I just started working on it. And then he walked beside me, and then he asked me all these questions about like specific details of like my character design. So like, what is it? Like, and then he's teaching me storytelling. He's like, so conflict, it's like emotions, and then the examples he uses. And I also hear him talking to other students. He's like, they're just one of the greatest TV shows I've seen lately, Blue Eye Samurai, and then Godzilla -1. So he's like hip, but he's not that hip. Like if I was him, I would be talking about like Inland Empire and I don't know, Celine and Julie go boating or some shit. Yeah. Interesting class, and I was super hungry. Ate some chocolate, and then I went back home, and it started to be rainy. I mean, it was already a little rainy this morning. And then after class, it was fine. But yeah, I went to Trader Joe's to buy my lunch, which is just a pesto chicken wrap. And then I went to Target to buy a basket, some Scotch tape, and also eye drops. And then I went to Amazon pickup place to pick up the props, which is great. The bell has arrived. I have the bell now. I have a baby onesie. Everything's working out. Kinda. And then I took a bus back home. I waited like 15 minutes for a bus, went back home, and then I quickly had lunch, and then I quickly left. And then I took a bus to the Click to View meeting. I was late by 5 minutes. It's okay. And it was fine, the Click to View meeting. I was so goddamn sleepy. One of the students, one of the people there, he's presenting, he's a junior in animation major, and he's presenting about stop motion, but it's not really stop motion. It's puppeteering, but he calls it stop motion. Well, to be fair, it's difficult to showcase stop motion like right now, immediately. So it's just puppeteering, and I guess if you can make it move, then in some ways it is stop motion. But today we just learned puppeteering and cutting out puppets and then using these brasket flats, brats, I forgot the name of these pins, and I was like nearly falling asleep. I was so dozing off, and yeah, and then Colin and Garrett were there, and Anya and Rachel weren't. Well, Rachel, the Korean American girl, was Korean. So yeah, I stayed behind for like 40 more minutes just to chill and talk to people, which is nice. And yeah, and then club meeting's over, and I walked, and it was raining quite hard, and then I walked over to Christian R's place, which is not that far, but it was raining so bad, and my shoes were soaked, my socks were soaked, and you know, I could just wear Crocs, but I just don't want to, because it's also a hassle to like wear Crocs outside and then clean it when I come back. But maybe I should do that tomorrow, but maybe I shouldn't because it's a film set. I don't know. But yeah, I went to Christian's place, and he got me a bunch of prop clothes, which is good. Don't know if it's enough for tomorrow, but good. And then we chilled and talked a little bit, catch up, and then called a Lyft, came back home. That's it. And I'm so tired, I don't really have the motivation to do anything. And it feels wrong because I didn't do anything for the last few hours. I had dinner at like 11 p.m. and I'm just like, it's about to be 3 a.m. So good news is tomorrow, turns out the film set is 7:30 p.m. And the shoot goes till 2 a.m. which is perfect for me. I go to bed hella late anyways. Maybe the dinner situation is a bit of a struggle. Because then this means tomorrow I have to eat dinner like 6 p.m. So I might as well make it a dinner, make it a dinner. And then I saved a yogurt for tomorrow night. So 2 a.m. I come back home, I eat a yogurt. I'm good. And I can immediately head to bed. But this is great because this means tomorrow afternoon I actually have time to go to downtown LA Target and buy a baby onesie there. And also Harley can give me clothes tomorrow afternoon instead of tonight, which I asked her to do, but she's like, no. She's like, oh, I'm eating outside, I'll meet you later. And this means I don't have to wake up hella early tomorrow. So it all kind of works out. But yeah. I also emailed the Lynch class TA about writing my paper on Inland Empire because I thought it's the final paper. And he's like, no, Inland Empire is not eligible for this paper because that's for the final paper. And I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that there's another paper coming. And he's like, yes, all in the syllabus. And I'm like, okay. Oh god. Yeah, that's it. That's all. Yeah, it feels weird because I'm not doing much tonight. I feel like there's some sort of big assignment or like some application thing that I should be doing right now, but I'm not really doing. I have an internship application starting from November. I want to look for more internships, actually. I want to keep searching. If I have about 50 internships and I apply it all at once, I think that gives me a pretty good chance of getting at least a couple callbacks. Maybe I'll still be rejected completely, but if I can get a couple callbacks, it's already good, you know? But I feel like 50 internships is a bit psychotic. Maybe I shouldn't do that. I don't fucking know anymore, man. It's all a disaster. But yeah, tomorrow, I don't have to wake up too early, so that's fantastic. And after this Eris Baker 310, I'm done. I'm a little scared because, at least for Ethan Kwan's 310, I have Harley, even though I'm doing most of the work, or like actually half. Because Harley did go to the Universal Prop House the first weekend and did buy all the police uniform, etc. But in the second weekend, it was more me. So, yeah. So I don't know. But this time around, I'm the only PD. But it's also more light, so I shouldn't be that worried, but I'm still kind of worried. I don't know. But after this, I don't want to do this shit anymore. I don't want to do a 310 anymore. I'm done with 310s. I've worked on 3 310s at this point. Yeah. And it sucks that I couldn't work on Anya's 310, which Riley, the freshman, is working on tomorrow. Couldn't work on Colin's 310. Yeah. Just, yeah.